Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The Goddess Next Door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers today. For today's reading, I will be reading some sample chapters from Isis, The Ultimate Fight. And in this Isis series story, the goddess next door takes on a Greek goddess in a no-holds-barred steel cage match. I hope you enjoy this story, and I hope you pick up the paperback and the ebook after you've listened to this sample. The roar of the crowd reaches a crescendo when I throw a right cross that connects with my opponent's cheek. As the blow sends her crashing to the mat of the octagon, I roll my eyes. The best in the world. She barely lasted 5 minutes with me. I hear them chanting my name as she catches her breath. My eyes meet hers. She's on the brink of tears. I thought the world's best female MMA fighter had a stronger resolve than this. I give up, she pleads, pounding on the mat. Give up. I won't be denied the satisfaction of my victory. You know the rules. The match is only over when one of us is no longer standing. As I hear her whimpers, I give her a smile, grab a handful of jet black hair, and pull her up. She staggers about as I hold out my thumb to the crowd in the neutral position. Finish her! Finish her! The crowd chants. Thumbs down it is. I catch her eyes before delivering an uppercut that sends her flying across the octagon. The arena explodes in cheers as her broken body falls in the center of the ring. When my opponent is defeated, I look up at the audience and soak in the cheers of the crowd. As I raise my arms in victory, the cheers turn to chants of my name. Nemesis! 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 They chant. The door of the black chain-link cage opens and announcers and paramedics rush in. While medical technicians tend to my latest victim, the announcer smiles proudly before he speaks to the crowd. You're a winner, and still the undefeated queen of the Octagon, Nemesis. I look out to my loyal fans and hear their cheers one last time before stepping over my former opponent to march out of the cage through the hall into my dressing room. I herald Apollos and Sirius step out of my room and stand guard outside in the hall as I close the door behind me. I quickly strip out of my fighting gear and streak into the shower. As hot water rains down on me, I hear a knock on the door. It must be someone important for Apollos and Sirius to allow them to disturb my shower. I throw on a terry cloth robe and hurry to the door. I'm greeted by the bright white smile of my immortal business affairs manager, Cleavon Jackson, and the president of the AFC Enterprises, Mark Green. They're probably here to celebrate my latest victory. I'm still looking for the challenge they promised me, 24 opponents in, and none of these women have given me the fight I've been looking for. Man, we cleaned up tonight, Nimmy, Cleavon says. Sold out the arena and made close to 1 million in paper downloads online. Big deal. I've made close to $100 million on these contests and millions more from the revenue from side bets in the underground and offshore gambling circuits. Another $1 million in the bank doesn't mean anything to me. Man, that crowd was hot, Mark says. They just exploded when you delivered that uppercut to Carano. I'm hoping they'll be just as hot when you take on Cyborg next month. If Carano was the best in the world, then it's a waste of my time fighting Cyborg. Carano barely lasted 5 minutes. I doubt Cyborg goes 3. I need more challenging competition. Is this the best the mortal world has to offer? Nemesis, these are the best fighters in the world, Mark says, and I beat them with ease. Mark, you promised me competition when I entered this sport. I've yet to see it. Well, it's not like we can go out and find some goddesses for you to fight, Mark says. You have to take what we can get. And Cyborg promises a big payday until we get that opponent, Cleavon interjects. We can get $2 million for this fight. $2 million isn't enough for me to fight Cyborg. In the past, I participated in such a contest just to maintain their livelihoods, but no more. I need more challenging competition. You're wasting your time pitching her to me, Cleavon. Mark looks at Cleavon, then at me. Are you holding out for more money? Mark snarls. Before I can answer that question, a flash of light explodes in our eyes. We're greeted with Hermes, the messenger of the gods. I roll my eyes. What does Zeus want now? What do you want, Hermes? Zeus wants you back out meeting retribution. Not this again. I am meeting out retribution, just one opponent at a time. He means in the world. Too many mortals are getting away with evil. These female MMA fighters are filled with a lot of hubris. I humble them by beating them. Technicalities. Must you go on this mad quest, Nami? It's getting kind of old. I won't stop fighting these mortals until I find the opponent It gives me the fight I'm looking for. Hermes helps aside. If it's competition you see, then I know just the woman who'll give you the challenge. Isis, knew of New Helopolis, the goddess of retribution. That's just a myth. The sword of Nubia doesn't exist. A common misconception. The goddess lives, and she's quite the fighter. Take a look at the vengeance she meted out on these mortals. Hermes gestures and the television screen in my dressing room lights up. A montage shows her murdering foe after foe with her bare hands. The mortals, dressed in hoods and white sheets, fall before her bloody assault with ease. Now this is the opponent I've been waiting centuries for. Where is this goddess? She lives on the island of Solitude in the South Pacific, but lately she's been hanging around New York City, specifically the Harlem area. I gesture my hands. A flash of light explodes around my body and changes my bathrobe into the one-shouldered short toga dress I usually wear. I can't wait to meet my next victim. Mark grabs my arm. Hey, where are you going? To issue a challenge to my next opponent, I say, disappearing in a flash of light. I smile, tightening the last of the bolts down on the intake manifold of my 1969 Mustang convertible. After a year of tinkering, I think I finally got this engine the way I wanted. I slam the hood shut, wipe my hands on a towel, and hurry over to the door. Anticipation builds inside me as I get behind the leather driver's seat and reach to turn the key. When I hear the engine purring strongly, my smile grows into a proud grin. I finally have my dream car back. I catch a shooting star shooting down out of the sky in my rearview mirror. It looks like one of the gods is coming to visit me. I'm hoping it's Anubis. Thanks to his help, I finally got this engine running back at top form. I turn off the engine, hop out of the driver's seat, and stroll out onto the driveway towards the cooler where I've got bottles of juice chilling. Hey Nubs, I've got the Mustang running. Okay, that's not Anubis. When my guest appears out of the flash of light, I'm met with the cold, crystal blue eyes of a red-haired, olive-skinned stranger wearing a one-strap short toga dress that hugs the curves on her statuesque body. I think tall, strong, and exotic-looking took a wrong turn on the way to Olympus. So this is Isis, the Sword of Nubia, the new Heliopolitan goddess of retribution. It's hard to believe this skinny little woman is one of the world's greatest warriors. If she were an ordinary mortal, I'd probably snap her in two. The slender, golden-skinned, chestnut-haired woman wearing a white tank top and cut-off denim shorts meets my eyes with an awkward glance, then greets me with a friendly smile. Can I help you? Are you the Sword of Nubia? The smile twists into a grimace. Not my handle anymore. It's what they call you in the Chronicle of the Gods. Isis, Sword of Nubia, Goddess of Retribution. Well, the book you've been reading is a little out of date, Miss Nemesis, Goddess of Retribution of Olympus. Most people are in awe when I reveal my title to them, but she isn't fazed. What can I do for you, Nemesis? You need directions back to non-Olympus? I gesture my hand and my sword appears in a flash of light. I've come to issue you a challenge, Goddess. I want a match between you and me in the Octagon. Octagon? An eight-sided arena surrounded by a chain-link fence and a dome. The only way to achieve victory is to be the last woman standing. Isis's face quickly changes out of the frown back into that playful smile. So basically, you want us to pummel each other senseless in an arena full of guys hopped up on nachos and beer. I'm gonna have to pass. I grimace on the rejection. Don't you want to see which one of us is superior? To test your mettle against a fellow god in hand-to-hand combat? You may get off on beating the crap out of other chicks, but I've got other things to do with my time. I look over at the red Ford Mustang parked in the driveway next to a box of tools and a cooler, like playing with mortal relics. The last one of these relics I own got wrapped around a tree. No, I've got other more important things to do with my time than give a bunch of drunken dudes boners watching me catfight with another chick. That comment strikes a nerve in me. How dare she dismiss my sport? There's nothing demeaning about fighting in the octagon. Keep telling yourself that. You just don't hear the laughter when they leave the arena. On hearing the insult, I drive my sword into the ground. As it cracks into the asphalt near her toes, Isis jumps back and her eyes grow wide. Hey, what's your problem? It seems like there's some fight in her after all. You call yourself a goddess. I wouldn't dare to call you a woman. And given a cheeky smile as a response to the insult, a lady never fights. I walk over to her cherry red Mustang convertible and let my nails run across the fender and the car door. I smile, catching the twisted scowl on her face, reacting to the scratches in her precious classic car. Probably because you never had anything worth fighting for, I say, picking red paint out of my manicured nails. Isis seethes with anger as I step over to her and stare down at her. What? What are you going to do about it? Isis's arms twitch. I'm about to get more than a snarky response from her when a bolt of lightning comes out of a clear sky. I think that's enough, Queen Isis says as she appears in a flash of light. You can pick up Isis the Ultimate Fight in paperback and e readers by clicking the link to the description box at Amazon.com.